All right, happy Tuesday. I hope everybody's having a great day so far. And if you have not been having a great day so far, hopefully today's news will give you a nice positive spin and maybe something to think about that is a great positive moment. Welcome back to our community. And we've actually been thinking to name this section Looking Up, as in the movie Don't Look Up, but also the fact that we have so much innovation that I think a lot of what we're worried about is starting to look up, and we are starting to get positive paths forward. So we want to focus on the positive. There's so much negative. It's easy to look and find the negative, but sometimes it's more challenging to embrace the positive. So today is going to be a wonderful thing. And what we want to talk about today is logging. Now, there is a lot of controversy over logging. There is legal logging, there is illegal logging, there are various forms of logging, and everybody debates the merits of each of them. But the problem ultimately is logging. We are losing forests at such a heavy rate that we're seeing okay, so to start with, let's just start with, when it comes to forests, why are forests important to the balance of the earth? Now, we learned from Ian Redmond in Harambe that the main thing, one of the things that they contribute is that they are carbon sequesters. So they're very important to sequester and store the carbon that's there. Now, something interesting that Sierra just taught me the other day is that when you cut down a tree, it releases all of the carbon it had stored. So if we have these forests and they're pulling in all this carbon, they're doing their job. That's what's natural. What's unnatural is for us to cut them. And that is releasing things back into the universe that's not supposed to be there. That is all the carbon that's been sequestered is now being pushed out, almost like a little carbon bomb. And we're seeing our carbon levels rising as a result of this. So what do? We use wood for everything. And I think we're at this point now where there's an amazing solution that we've heard about. When we think about wood, the traditional method is there's a forest, people go log it, they process the wood, then they sell it, and then it goes to somebody else who then cuts the wood, transforms the wood, sculpts the wood, sells the wood, and then the scraps of it are turned into sawdust, things like that. Now, MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, they have designed a way to create a wood within the lab. Like everybody's talking about, lab-grown meat, but let's talk real quick about lab-grown wood. This is fantastic. I don't know if anybody sees an ethical question with that, but I would love to hear. I think that it is an extremely positive thing. Hey, Camilla, thank you for joining today. It's good to see you. I do think that it's, we have this amazing opportunity now. They can grow it in the labs. And what this means, and if you take that in the long draw, we are going to be able to not only control the type of wood that each company is looking for, and instead of having to go out into nature and take it from the animals that live there and from the earth that needs it, we can create it in a lab. It has the exact same properties and qualities. Then not only that, but it's not quite 3D printing, but once they've created almost the gene for the wood, what they're doing is it's a bio printing, where they actually take what they've created in the lab and turn it into a moldable form, which they then can turn into the parts designed and needed for the manufacturer, which means no more waste. So why cut down all of these forests so somebody can profit in the hopes that they can sell all the wood that year, and that's their business? Then you get down to the manufacturers that buy the wood and then only use a certain percent because they're going to be carving things out of it, and there's scraps. Why do we need scraps? Why do we need to take the wood from nature? MIT has designed lab-grown wood. This could revolutionize everything. I think it's an amazingly positive story. I would love to hear what you guys think about that. It really seems like it could be one of the biggest solutions going forward. And it's very interesting because right now, at least in America, we live in a time where people have removed all science from topics, but everything is being chosen through politics. And unfortunately, when that kind of thing happens, you're going to run into situations where, that we're what we need to be paid attention to is not going to be paid attention to. So I think it's very exciting that we can maybe bring science back, science without politics, that can lead us to better solutions and bigger solutions. And real fast, I just wanted to let everybody understand, why is this such an important topic? Well, one of the big reasons that the logging industry is not going to go away anytime soon is it's close to $14 billion, as you can see right here. Close to $14 billion a year industry. So they don't want to necessarily solve it. Now, here it is, the MIT News. We just talked about it. Here's a nice look at it. This is, it's a very complicated thing, but this is the basics of it, where they can create from sustainable and non-harmful elements sustainable wood for everybody. Now, there's a lot of price of logging that goes on, and I just wanted to share a few images. I was recently at an illegal logging site, and they use elephants. And here, the elephants are being chained up where they have to start logging. This is a shot of one of the elephants. You can see some of the chains around him. And he's one of the ones that's logging. And here he is struggling and suffering to bring logs down to the logging area. So not only is logging destroying, and there you can see the elephant back there. These guys weren't very happy that we got this story, but this story will be coming out very shortly. There's a lot more to tell you guys about this topic, but I just wanted to share some of those images to let you know that, this is a big problem that occurs everywhere. I've seen this deep in the Amazon, and I've seen this in the middle of Romania. I've seen this in the middle of South America, Asia, you name it. Logging is a problem. Each of these trees here has a bigger purpose than what they are doing piled up like that. So very exciting. So great eco news. We can turn things around. We don't need to keep taking from our environment to continue. We don't need to take all of our resources from our natural environment so that we can maintain the lifestyle of a synthetic environment that we've built. We can now have actual wood that we don't have to take from nature. So great news, great innovation. Maybe it's not the end solution that we're looking for, but it is a beginning step to the next idea that maybe can take us away from continually stealing our natural resources and turning them into unnatural commodities where none of us benefit except for the people making the commodities. There are resources. It's our world. We got to keep talking about it. We got to keep thinking solutions, positive, and what's next. So everybody, thanks for joining. Hey, Maxwell, it's nice to see you. Hope everything's been going great. And hopefully, you've also got, everybody else has a little bit of positive eco news. This is designed to be a nice place where we can just sit around and talk about what are the possibilities for the future in a place where a lot of us don't have that opportunity because we're not always surrounded by conservationists or environmentalists. We're usually surrounded by the people that haven't realized what the problem is yet out in the world. So it's great that we have this place. We can talk about it as well. So there we go. MIT has designed lab-grown wood that could potentially stop all logging. And that would be an amazing break for the world. All right, everybody, have a wonderful